Welcome to the grand finale of Infinite Wealth and Mindset. Today we crown our journey through Florence Scovel Shinn's posthumous manuscript, The Magic Path of Intuition, with her masterful Lesson 10, All that the fourth dimension affords is yours. For 9 lessons, we have demolished doubt, muscled the reasoning mind, and learned to trust the great magician of the universe. But today, Florence hands us the keys to the kingdom. Most people live and die trapped in the third dimension, a world of lack, exhausting physical effort, and logical limitations. Today, you will discover that there is a higher plane, the fourth dimension, where wealth flows effortlessly, miracles are the norm, and everything your heart desires is already finished and waiting for you. Get ready for the final leap. Let's begin. In this final chapter, Florence draws a definitive line between two worlds. The three-dimensional world is the plane of the human intellect. It is the place where your logical mind tells you that to earn money, you must suffer, that resources are limited, and that time is running against you. It is a mental prison with walls made of fear and ceilings built with past experiences. But Florence reveals a liberating truth. You do not have to wait to leave this physical world to enter the paradise of abundance. The fourth dimension she speaks of is the realm of the infinite spirit, and you can enter it this very day. In the fourth dimension, there is no time, no space, and no economic crisis. On that higher plane, every inspired idea you receive comes accompanied by its immediate financial manifestation. Your only job to escape the 3D prison is to stop making decisions based on what your physical eyes see and begin walking guided solely and exclusively by the infallible radar of your intuition. Wisdom pause. When Florence spoke of the fourth dimension in the early 20th century, she was describing with absolute precision what modern physics today calls the quantum field. This is a space of pure, invisible energy where all realities and all fortunes exist simultaneously as waves of probability. You do not have to create wealth with your sweat. Wealth is already created in that dimension. Your intuition is literally the neurological bridge that connects your physical brain with that field of infinite possibilities, allowing you to download your success into material reality. Let's continue. To claim all that this fourth dimension affords, Florence insists that you must claim your divine right. You are not a beggar asking the universe for favors, you are a legitimate heir. But the divine inheritance has an unbreakable clause. It is only handed over to the one who has the audacity to claim it with absolute faith, without wavering in the face of appearances. Florence warns that just before entering this fourth dimension of absolute abundance, you will face one final test. She uses the biblical metaphor of the promised land, a place flowing with milk and honey, but guarded by giants. These giants are not real people or collapsed economies. They are the creations of your own subconscious mind. They are the giants of doubt, the fear of failure, the inferiority complex, and the anxiety about the future. Your three-dimensional intellect will scream at you that these giants are too big and that you will be crushed if you try to move forward. But in the fourth dimension, fear is only an optical illusion. Florence implores us not to turn back. When you stand firm, ignore the paralyzing terror, and take a step forward guided by your intuition, you discover that the giants had no real power. By facing them with absolute faith, they vanish into thin air, leaving your path completely clear to claim your divine wealth. Once you cross that mental border, life changes forever. On this higher plane, you acquire what Florence describes as the inexhaustible purse. You no longer see money as a limited stack of bills that runs out at the end of the month, but as a current of infinite energy that flows through you. In the fourth dimension, you know with absolute certainty that for every dollar you spend or invest, there are thousands more waiting to replace it. You no longer compete with anyone because you understand that the spirit's supply is unlimited and there is enough for everyone. Opportunities chase you instead of you chasing them. Financial problems are solved almost before they appear. because your mind no longer vibrates on the frequency of crisis but on the frequency of continuous miracles. You have stopped being an exhausted laborer of the material world to become an orchestra conductor in the spiritual world. To maintain yourself in this fourth dimension, your spoken word must be impeccable. You can no longer afford the luxury of a single complaint. Your language must be that of a sovereign who already owns the kingdom. Florence taught that every morning before stepping out of bed, you must tune your mind to this higher frequency. You must look at your day not as a list of problems to solve, but as a playground for the universe to surprise you. The infinite spirit is never late. Everything that the physical world has denied you, the fourth dimension offers you right now, multiplied and effortlessly. Your only duty from now on is to keep your vision clear, follow the magic path of your intuition, and allow divine intelligence to pour over you an abundance so massive that your logical mind could never have calculated it. To truly anchor yourself in this profound teaching, you must understand that the fourth dimension is not a place you visit occasionally. It is a state of consciousness you must choose to inhabit every single second. Florence emphasizes that whenever you feel yourself slipping back into worry, you are essentially returning to the three-dimensional prison. The moment you catch yourself calculating your limitations or fearing a lack of supply, you must instantly command your mind back to the truth. You must declare, "I am a spiritual being operating in a limitless universe." This constant, deliberate shift in perspective is what separates the masters of manifestation from the eternal students. By consistently refusing to acknowledge the illusions of scarcity, you solidify your permanent residence in the fourth dimension, where your divine design is eternally fulfilled. Always remember this ultimate truth. The third dimension is merely the fading shadow of your past thoughts, but the fourth dimension is the glorious architect of your absolute future. You have reached the end of this extraordinary journey. As of today, you are no longer a prisoner of the third dimension. You have awakened. You now know that the power to manifest any wealth, heal any situation, and open any door has always been inside you, waiting to be released by your faith and your intuition. Seal your definitive entry into this new life by writing your final and most powerful decree in the comments. I accept my divine inheritance and I live in the abundance of the fourth dimension.
If this documentary series on the magic path of intuition has transformed your mind and elevated your life, leave a massive thumbs up, subscribe to Infinite Wealth and Mindset, and turn on the notification bell so that you never lose this frequency. Right here on your end screen, I am leaving the complete playlist with all 10 lessons. Save it. Repeat it whenever the world tries to fill you with fear, and always remember, your intuition is the voice of God guiding you toward your inevitable wealth. See you on our next journey.